So I've decided, as part of me being my last show, that I want to do, because I'm a Sega kid, I wanted to do an indulgence section about my personal experience with my favourite game for every Sega console that I have owned, except for the Game Gear, because I hate it.
You own that.
I own it, but there was never any good games on there.
Didn't the
Or
battery
don't
last
crucify me.
7.5 minutes?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. It did. The best thing about the Game Gear, the best game for the Game Gear was the TV tuner. So you could watch telly
You got
in your
that
bed.
as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first up, so this is just Sega systems I've owned. So I'm not, doing, every Sega system. This is just the Dan McGuinness timeline of indulgent Seganess. So first one I had Sega was the Sega Master System. And my favourite game on that is a little game called Wonder Boy 3: The Dragon's Trap. Ooh. Now, this was really hard for me because there were so many Sega games Master. I was like, is it going to be Wonder Boy? Is it going to be Wonder Boy in Monster Land? Is it going to be Wonder Boy 3? But deep down, I feel that this is my favourite Wonder Boy game. This is the one that introduced me to the weird mechanics of open world a little bit more than Land did. And, with the changing of the characters, and it just had so many weird ideas to me that I thought no other kind of game at the point that I was playing did, like RPG. It was such a cool thing. And recently I streamed, the remake of it and finished it in one go, because it's weird how the muscle memory of all the stuff you can remember from these games.
The Switch one, where you could switch back and forth from old visuals to new visuals?
Yeah.
I played that. That was good.
So this is definitely my favourite. And it's, I've got fond memories of playing it with my good mate, Adam Kister. He was a good mate. He had it at his house, and we used to play it after school and stuff like that. So this is definitely up there. I've got an honourable mention for everyone quickly as well. My honourable mention for the Sega Master System is Psycho Fox. This game has that and kind of Alex Kidd and Miracle, but you can't really say that. You know what I mean? Because it was the built-in game. Because everyone's got the best memories of that game.
Alex the Kid. Alex the Kid. I love Alex the Kid.
I didn't.
Do you know why he's a kid?
I didn't say that.
No,
This is
that's
his last
what
name.
lots of people say.
Oh, so here's a bit. Cut to the middle, Brad.
Skip to the end.
Skip to the end. So Psycho Fox is basically it's a sideways scroller. It was clunky. You could change into different animals. It had speed problems.
Is this a ROM or is this how it looked on the system?
This.
That's got to be a ROM, right?
Yeah,
it can't be that crisp.
This is I did choose a nice crisp version of it, for all the
fake version.
But
why are those butt plugs jumping at him?
Oh well, you never know. Well, you have to throw a bird at them.
Oh,
A butt at them.
A bird. So this game was kind of doing that Sonic thing where you can run way too fast for how it was one of those games you had to go.
So is he a red panda?
He's a fox.
Oh, right.
That's
He's a
possibly why it's
psycho
called
fox, mate.
Psycho
Anyhow,
Fox.
we're moving on. Next console generation. Second one I had Sega Mega Drive. Now this was hard. This was hard to really pin down my favorite game. There are so many good games down on here, but in the end, I had to do it my game with the favorite music. The game I played the most and with friends was Streets of Rage 2. This game was the best, man.
Sick.
This game had the best music. I still listen to this music every now and then. The two-player mode took it to the next level from the first game. Getting to pick one more character, which is that big burly dude down the bottom there. And it was a sick. Have you guys played this?
Yep.
Love it. I don't think it did.
Really?
Really? It was just such a good game, and your mates would come over, and you could just play it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like you got into it. You could carry people through if they weren't very good and stuff like that. Weapons in it. I remember thinking how good would it be to be able to beat up this many people in real life? Go to school and just beat everyone up.
Well, Dan,
Even though I liked everyone at school.
you might want to invest in a little thing called karate.
or therapy.
I know.
Or therapy, yeah.
Yeah. I have been watching Cobra Kai, and you do get good at karate in 2 months.
Oh, less. And you can also break and enter and cause grievous bodily harm by cutting people up by pushing them through glass planes and not get any trouble.
Captain Marvel, what came first?
Eggman.
The chicken or the egg, man? And my honourable mention for Sega Mega Drive is Micro Machines.
This game was rad. I played this.
Micro Machines.
Yeah.
So Micro Machines, this game just came out of nowhere. People weren't expecting. It's a Codemasters game. Any second, Braden will have
I'm getting there.
the footage of it.
Oh, this is sick.
Yeah, this game was. There's been mega versions of this came out, but this was the first one I played, and it's just you had to, like, it was that kind of game you had to learn the tracks. You
Yep.
couldn't do it without learning it. And then the 2-player was cool. You just had to get the other person off the screen, and you could cheat. Like, so many times, like, you were clearly ahead, and it would give the point to the person who was losing. So, it was just this hilarious, awesome game. Every track was different. That whole vibe of driving your cars around. I mean, and as I said, they kept doing them. Like, they've been making them for years. I think they still make them.
This is the first
possibly.
game I ever played that had drifting.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
They definitely have made similar games because I had definitely played one on the PS4 in the last 2 years.
There was a Micro Machines one that came out.
Ooh. Dylan on the chat reckons this one might be an unlicensed game. It could be, because you could just say, no, it's not code, it's not Micro Machines the brand. They're just really small micro machines.
They're just machines that are micro size.
It's micro space machines, not
Yeah.
micro machines.
Little cars.
It's a hyphen in there. Anyhow, doesn't matter.
got a
That's my
umlaut.
honourable mention, because that game, so many out. And we still play that. We have boys' nights, and get the boys around, hit a bit of Micro Machine. There's girls there as well.
I've never been to one of those.
No, me either.
Yeah, that's because I have to invite.
Maybe
That'd be
it's
a
just-
men night if I invited you guys around.
Ooh, good
Nice
save.
save. Yeah.
Thanks,
Good
man.
one.
Is it a safe?
What?
It's a save, Brayden.
Oh, the boys are
It's
around.
the boys' man.
Boys, 2 men?
I'll make
matter.
love to you.
That's like you want me
Like-
to.
I
So the
hold
next,
you
so the
to
next
it.
console in the Dan McGuinness life was the Sega Saturn. Now I jumped into the Sega Saturn a little bit later than most people would, because I bought it off the video shop. When it wasn't popular anymore, but I had to, so my favorite one on there was probably this is for me, Street Fighter Alpha Warrior Dreams, which was also, is this like a something else it was called, or something like Zero or something?
Yeah, 0-3.
Yeah, 0-3. So you get a couple of like Stalkers characters in there, don't you? There's like in this one.
No, that was Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm pretty sure the Darkstalkers characters
Isn't
came
there
in.
one in here or something weird like that? Anyhow, I really like this one because at the time I didn't have like a really good Street Fighter version in a home. This might have been one of the first, like, something. I don't know. There was a first with this game and I can't remember what it was. Oh, no, that's for the next bit actually. Sorry. I just liked this one. It was really easy to get into. You had the 6 buttons for the, what's it called? The Saturn and stuff like that. And yeah, it was just a really good Street Fighter game that I just got in. And this is where I kind of started my love with Street Fighter, which is probably the reason why I'm really bad at Street Fighter, because this is a different kind of one. And my runner-up, my honourable mention for the Sega Saturn is The House of the Dead. So this was the first port of House of the Dead ever onto a home console. I had the gun. One of the gun ones that could plug into the Mega Drive, the PlayStation and the Sega Saturn, like the black.
G-Con?
Yeah, and I had the what's that thing called, like
A slide.
slide on there. It was clunky. It was pixelated. It had green blood, but it was House of the Dead. And yeah, just sitting at home, I loved my gun games. And we were actually talking about it the other day with Ross at work. Why aren't there any gun games anymore?
Because they don't... there is. I just bought like a Buck Hunter thing with the Switch.
Yeah, but there's no guns.
Well, the giant thing I was holding looked like one.
True.
Like a rifle.
Oh, did it come with that? The rifle?
Yeah, comes with a
'Cause I
rifle.
remember the House of the Dead on the Wii was really good. That came with the gun and stuff like that. But I just love gun games. I want Point Blank to come back.
I have for the Wii Resident Evil Chronicles, and it comes with a Magnum gun for your Wii remote, and then the giant Bowie knife that the nunchuck fits in.
Yep.
So you've got your knife and gun combo.
Oh, that's sick.
So good.
Yeah, this game looked whack, by the way, as you guys can see. But it was like, I wanted to shoot zombies, and I loved like you could shoot their faces off, you could blow a hole in their chest, you could shoot their arms off. So to me, that was really important. I've been a limb collector my whole life, so yeah, the fact that you could shoot body parts off of things. This is in a time when there wasn't that much gore, if you know what I mean. Moving on to my
face.
Oh yeah, the faces look like buckets of smashed crabs, mate. They're bad.
It's just smashed crabs.
Um,
Can I just call attention to the chat?
Yes.
Triple India said that there is a Kickstarter for a universal adapter for all old light gun setups for HD TVs. I would get behind that.
Ooh.
That sounds awesome.
Link it in the chat, Indy. Triple.
Trips.
And my last Sega console that
T-Dog.
I've owned, because I think it might have been the last Sega console,
Let's call him Tindy.
Tindy, is
'Cause he
obviously.
always... Yeah, no, sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. Ruined my last show. It's fine. That's all right.
Hey,
So-
I've ruined the past 120 odd. Why should this one be any
I didn't even say what number the show was because I didn't know. My last console is the Sega Dreamcast. Beautiful console. One of my favorite consoles of all time. This was another hard one for me on what did I want to choose? Like, was it 2-player fighting? Was it? But then I remembered that every bloody Dreamcast game was a 2-player game nearly, apart from Sonic Adventures. And most of them. So my favorite one is Dynamite Cop. I found this game so funny. This game is hilarious. Have you played this game?
I've never seen this game
I've
before.
never heard
So
of it.
you play 2 players. You can pick up anything as a weapon, and just like beat people up with it. The more you get hurt, the more clothes you lose. So you run around your jocks at the end. It's full tongue in cheek. It's like a port of it was originally a Die Hard game in the arcade, and they made it. They lost the licensing.
I've heard about this. Yeah.
So I had this. I love this game. This is 2-player perfect. Like it's so funny. You can get like cut to a bit forward, Braden. So you're on the whole thing is you're on a cruise liner. You do these like quick time events in between. Push left. Success! You just do something stupid, burst out into the next scene, and then they're just fighting arenas. You can see there's a nuclear warhead he's got there. Sure. This game, your deck chairs just hit him. It was just a really fun beat 'em up game and stupid fun. There's lots of weapons.
This game looks great.
You can play there's a girl you can be who's actually the best character because you can actually go up to people in it and you can grab them and then you break their arms, and if you just keep doing the code to grab, you just keep breaking them more and more until they're just a ball on the ground that you've broken them into a ball.
Do you have this game?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I need to play it.
Dude, there's so many good Dreamcast games. That's why I said it was so hard to choose. My honourable mention, Brady, you get the one.
I just wanted to keep watching gameplay of that.
My honourable mention is Power Stone, another 2-player game.
That's a really expensive game now.
Is it?
Yeah, really expensive.
So this is basic. They're all kind of the same kind of. So this is an arena where you play against people, and you've all got a jewel in you, right? So you have to hit a character enough to knock their jewel out. Then once you get 3 jewels, you transform into this Bombardi badass, and then everyone has to avoid you until your jewels fly out of you again. So
You look like a Power Ranger.
yeah, or just depending on what character you are. Like if the other guy got it there, he turns into basically Goku. Like he has like the Super Saiyan hair and stuff. So your characters from all different genres. I think in Power Stone 2 you could have 4 players at the same time because the Dreamcast had the 4-player things. I think you can also play it with what are they called? NPCs and stuff like that.
This is
And
unreal.
Yeah, so this game was so much fun. This is what the Dreamcast was. It was very, very arcadey. It was very, very hang out with your mates, play games together. It had 4 slots at the front for your controllers.
Yeah.
It was all about hanging out with your mates. Honourable mention. I've got 2 honourable mentions for this. And the last one was Cannon Spike, which I actually played with you guys the other day, didn't I?
Cannon
Cannon
Spike.
Spike?
So this is a Capcom game where they just mashed up a whole bunch of characters. You can be like, there's a bunch of unique characters. It's basically kind of a twin-stick rail shooter.
Oh, you showed us, yeah.
2-player. You can see here one of the characters here is Charlie, which is Guile's brother or cousin or something, isn't he? You can be Mega Man. You can be Little Red Riding Hood. You can be like, it doesn't make any sense, but it's basically Smash TV. Just a really good version of it kind of thing. And another one. It's all about like 2 players at the same time working together. Dreamcast. Oh, such a good console system. So many good games. I didn't. There's also stuff like Soul Calibur I was going to put in there as being the first fighting game I ever played where you punched the person, actually hit the person there. So, if you hit them in the arm, it knocked their arm back and stuff. And that amazed me at the time.
I have
So,
a
yeah.
confession.
What?
I have never played a Dreamcast.
It's chronically good console.
You know what's also good about the Dreamcast?
What's that?
No region locking. So you can just burn an ISO onto a disc and play whatever you
I
like.
wonder
I
why
feel like
Dan
you-
has so many games. But yeah, that's my Sega memories. I have a whole bunch more. I love Sega. It's always done me good, especially being the limb collector. Like Sega was always the violent console, except for Dreamcast wasn't that violent. But the games were so arcadey and
Didn't they
so
have
fun.
Hit and Run? Oh no, Crazy Taxi, wasn't that pretty
Crazy.
violent?
Yeah, I got a bit into Crazy Taxi. Bit of Offspring. Yeah.